Hello, my gravy Timothy's, and welcome back to some Hearts of Iron 4 under the brand new DLC where we are checking out a nation for the first time. I guess technically this is a Focus 2Z because, well, they didn't have a focus tree before, but now they do. It's Austria. Austria, famous for, in World War, Austria! Well, I don't want to paint Austria in a bad light, so let's see if we can change their history today, shall we? Thankfully, there's nothing controversial about Austria itself currently. I mean, I'm just not going to say his name. Okay, so I'm going to be real with you. I have not looked at Austria. I've not played Austria. I have no idea what I'm doing as Austria, and I need to pick a path to have fun with today. Now, hear me out. I was originally just going to do the normal historical democratic path, which leads into the holding out against the German one. But I think instead we should see what the opposite side of the Austrians getting the Habsburgs back. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how the Austrian side of this actually works. So there are two paths. I think if you can go down totalitarian safety down here and get the Austrian Empire, and then you can go down repeal the May Constitution and go down the monarchist path over here to get more Austria-Hungary. I mean, I'm not entirely sure because, again, I haven't really looked at the Austrian stuff before, and I definitely, well, it's a little bit complicated at the moment, but once we start going through it, I'm sure it'll be fine. I think first off, though, I'm going to do secret rearmament off the bat. It's only 35 days and gives us a nice factory output, which we're probably going to need, I reckon. I'm not too sure how large and in charge we can get before the Germans come in and decide to slap me silly. Okay, first off, we have the Phoenix Insurance Scandal, which is a pretty nice buff we have, honestly, but apparently, a bit scandalous. Now, we can just go ahead and get rid of it altogether, or we can pay the 100 political power and actually kind of keep it around, which I'm going to go ahead and do because I would like that bonus overall to be a little bit better. Obviously, the economic depression is not great, but that extra bit of political power will probably pay off later on, and the recruitable population factor is definitely very nice, especially for a small country like we are currently. Okay, we've done our first focus on the left here, got some political power. I'm also going to regulate the financial sector and then go down and rush all of the Austrian Empire stuff, and we also now get access to Anschluss mechanics, which our current risk of German Anschluss is low, but it is coming. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on this as we go. I'm sure it will progress horribly for us, and eventually we will have to fight the Germans at some point, regardless of what we're doing here. There we go. Didn't take too long. Otto's back on the throne, and this time as Austria and not Hungary, like we're all used to, which is kind of weird, actually. Now, I do know, just from what other people have said, that actually reforming Austria is a lot different compared to it is as Hungary, which, you know, isn't too surprising, really. So I am interested to see how this will all work. Okay, so the Germans actually tried to get someone in my government. I said no a lot. It did cost me even more political power, which isn't great, honestly, because I'm imagining I'm going to need quite a bit of it. But they have backed down, which means my independence is somewhat secure, which is excellent news for everybody that speaks German but doesn't wish to be German. Okay, we've rushed on down here to where we have a couple of decisions we can actually choose from, which is strengthen the Legitimische Corps or Legitimische Studentenverbundung. Sure, that's how you say it. Now, I think we're going to go with the right side over here, because that will stack us more political power and research speed, which I think is a lot nicer than the stab and then a little bit of militia stuff down here, in my opinion. But before we go down any of that, I am going to go ahead and do demand Hungarian submission. That's right. We're a bit horny. Howdy for Hungary. Otto's a freak. Okay, with our focus now, we get a couple little blips on the map where we can influence Hungary now. So we get subjugate Hungary, which currently, if we send the request now, they are likely to refuse. But if we do rally against the Kingdom of Hungary and then do offer the Kingdom of Hungary a pact of non-aggression, it should up these chances and we should get the Hungarians on our side. There we go. So we got a non-aggression pact with the Hungarians, and they are still likely to say no. So we're going to keep building this up. There we go. One more done, and they are now likely to accept, which we are going to take that chance. Hopefully, they're likely to do it, because if they're not, I'm not ready for war. There you go. The Hungarians submitted, and kind of like when we did the Hungarian version of this, they then become our little puppet. And now we could do the same thing in the Czechs. Okay, the Germans are moving up now with their Angela stuff, so I'm hoping it doesn't come to the end this quickly, but we should be okay. I just need to keep putting out more troops as well to, you know, so they don't have enough to hit the button. Okay, I've done the same thing in the Czechs. I've got a likely accept on them, and hopefully they do say yes to that. Then we can move on to, well, we've got something like everywhere. We've got a lot of land we can take, which is, again, why I've stacked, like, all the PP buffs we can get so that we can get all this land as quickly as possible. And Otto von Habsburg has the biggest PP in all of Europe. You know, again, option down here to renew our claims in Italy or strike a deal, and I'm not particularly, you know, that fussed about that land. If I want it, I could take it later, so I'm going to try and strike a deal with them. Hopefully they say yes to this. I also need to do this down here, which I'm pretty sure, isn't this the exact same one for the Hungarian path? I think it might just be, and get that started so all my puppets can get to work on it, but we'll wait for the Czechs on that, and we'll strike a deal with Italy first. Okay, wunderbar indeed, the Czechs are on board. Germans are currently on their way to get the ball moving on the whole Anschluss thing. We're up to medium already, and if we fail to actually deal with this German animosity towards our military high command, they will attempt to assassinate someone and make it even easier for them. So I'm up in the security around the high command, and hopefully that'll do it, right? Okay, you guys actually said no to my non-aggression pact, so I'm forced to do rally against the Kingdom of Yugoslavia in hopes that they might come around. Oh, there you go. Italy actually said yes. We lost 2 civilian factories there, but it is a win for us. We no longer, in the immediate time, have to go fight the Italians. You know, I'm going to do a Silesian question and just ask Germany for Silesia back. Why not? There you go. They have failed in their attempt on the life of Wilhelm Zerner, and it is good news for us, but bad news for German relations. They hate us even more. Okay, we've thrown the Yugoslavians enough that they are up to very likely now, so hopefully we can get our land back off them. And the last one, well, not that last one, actually, we could do Albania, Romania, and Poland, but we'll aim for Poland next. Okay, it was worth a damn shot, but the Germans said no to handing over Silesia to me. Hey, but I guess good news is we got Yugoslavia there, which looks really weird considering the Austrians never owned all of Yugoslavia. I mean, yeah, it took them a little while to get Serbia down there and that whole, you know, thing that collapsed the empire in the first place, but we don't count that. When we actually had this pre-release, the DLC that is, there was a little funny glitch that I saw in one of our multiplayer test games that if you actually waited to do the decisions for Poland till like the Germans or the Soviets occupied the land that you demand off them, they'd actually send the puppet option over to whoever owned that land, and you'd end up puppeting the entire Soviet Union. I don't know if they fix that. That's still in. Someone might want to test that. I'm not going to do it in this one because I feel like that might be a little bit cheap, but it is funny. Okay, well, there you go. Again, Austro-Hungarian Empire, a little bit questionable at this point, but I think we may be in for a little bit of trouble with the Germans. Oh, here we go. The Germans have gone ahead. They've hit the big button that says Austria's gotten too large. Yeah, funny thing is, I'm really tempted just to see what would happen if we just said yes to Anschluss. What happens to the rest of this stuff I've stolen? And obviously I'm going to say no. I have a lot of troops, all from my puppets. I don't know how well they're going to be able to hold. Is anyone guaranteeing me? No, I thought somebody might, but wait, I'm in a faction, aren't I? That might explain it. Okay, they've declared on me, but will they declare on my puppets too? Actually, that's a good question, because if they don't, I could just technically move the front line off of Poland and stuff, but they don't even have a lot of troops actually now I'm looking at it. I mean, they're not pushing anywhere. I did spam out the highest level forts I could build from the start, which is level 5, and as I can see, they are quickly bombing them, so I'm going to get some AA down, actually. Forgot about that. Oh, there you go. I've taken my land back. I keep saying I've taken my land back from Romania. No, I just took all of Romania, so now we just are a big white blob on the middle of the map. The German Reich demands the Sudetenland. I'm going to say no thank you, bro. as much as, you know, we're already fighting each other here, so why would I say yes? It does mean they are actually going to call Bohemia in here, though, and they are going to push. Okay, Germans made a little bit of a push down here, but we are holding, and I think they've just done Danzig or Warsaw. If they do declare on the Poles, because the Polish now get their guarantee for an event, they are still guaranteed by the UK, which will hopefully pretty much be the nail in the coffin for the Germans if they declare it. Well, since the Germans are pushing really hard into the Czechs, notice they didn't have a lot down here in the south, so I'm going on a bit of an adventure. Okay, I think we have a complete collapse of the German lines at this point, I think. I mean, I'm about to walk into Berlin, so I'm not too sure what else it could mean. In fact, that unit just moved out of Berlin, so yeah, the Germans are dead. Oh, Italy just declared on Greece, which brought them into the fight with the Allies finally. Italy hasn't ever broken my non-aggression pact that I got with them just before the Germans went in, which I got with my spy, with my Diplo pressure. I'm not too sure if they can just get called in around that now, but I'm willing to take that risk just to finish the Germans off quickly. Okay, I think we just need one more VP here, and the Germans should be capitulated. 940k losses, but if you think about it realistically, not all of those are mine. A lot of them were actually my allies too. There we go. Nice. Now, I'm pretty sure, yep, we can take everything here, which is good because we are going to need everything. Oh, now that is looking pretty good. It actually wasn't difficult at all. In fact, we didn't even have to worry about the Italians. They still haven't broke their damn non-aggression power, so I can probably break it myself and get in if I want to, though. Okay, now we could go for the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Or we can go for the Greater Austrian Empire and get all of Germany caught instead. Oh, it's going to take an absolute metric ton of PP though. Okay, I have Diplo pressured the Soviets into a non-aggression pact too because they do have a war goal on both me and Poland. And yeah, that won't be great. I think we'd be able to hold, but I don't really want to be fighting another major battle right now. I think we need some time to just sort the stuff out that we have. But yeah, I'm going to keep my army over there anyway, so we can't really afford to go deal with the Italians if we even if we had the choice here. So we're just going to bunk it down for a bit. Oh, I lowered Hungary's autonomy there, and they've kind of ruined the whole vibe of what we had going. Okay, it was really interesting there. Italy just died, by the way. They released a whole bunch of people from them where they could, and if you actually look down here in Zadar, Robert von Habsburg. You wouldn't happen to want to come join me, would you? Actually, I think he might unironically join us if I get our relations up a little. Oh, I don't think he'll become a puppet, but there you go. The Kingdom of Lombardy Venetia, which isn't in Lombardy or Venice. But I guess this has to go to somebody. I don't know if I mentioned it. Going for the Greater Austrian Empire is very costly. Each of these are 100 political power, and they take a lot of time. And even then, after, I like how they have the cheek where you've spent like 10 billion political power. You also got to throw on this 50 on top just to hit this. Yeah, I was tempted just to stop doing focuses for a while, but there are so many that we haven't got. And I am making 2 political power even while doing a focus, and even that feels like it's not enough. But yeah, there are just so many good focuses that we have not touched that we really need to get going, because whilst we did okay with the Germans, that was a early war, and what's coming up next is not going to be an early war. Oh, I just realized getting these guys in, even though they're not my puppet, they're completing our joint focus tree. Sure, why not? In fact, so far, they're one of the only people to actually do something other than Poland, who did 1 focus. Or was that the Czechs? I can't actually remember. I think the Czechs and the Poles have very similar flags now. But yeah, they haven't really been very busy doing this. I was kind of hoping they would, so I wouldn't have to do it. But yeah, I'm glad somebody's taking advantage of this stuff down here. You know, I reckon it's probably also time we go get our other research slot over here, because we've been stuck on free for quite a while now. I mean, good news is every time I hit one of these decisions, so the state does become a core, so we are getting more and more powerful the more we spend on this, which is good because we're a little bit behind. Okay, while we are waiting and have our non-aggression pact with the Soviets, I am spamming out as many troops as I can now, so we don't have to rely on whatever the hell the AI decides to build, which it did get us the win on the Germans because we only had like 15 divisions of our own, but also I think I can make better divisions than them. Okay, well, you know what, the Lombardy strategy strat is paying off because they are going absolutely ham down here doing all of these focuses. Yeah, I don't really care either the specifics of what they pick out of all of them. As long as it all gets done, that's all that matters. Just complete this focus, courting the Princess of Industry, which gives us a brand new advisor that is pretty good. The only problem is I'm not going to spend the 100 political power that they actually gave us to recruit that one. Instead, I'm going to spend it on integrating Schleswig. Yep. Biggest scam in history. Oh, we actually just outweighted the Soviet war goals there, and I was wondering why all my puppets just ran away from the front line. Oh, and best of all, the Imperial Royal Ministry of War has been completed by the Kingdom of Lombardy, Venetia. Thank you. Why are you wearing that on your head? Okay, I'm going to stop doing focuses for a little while now, whilst I go ahead and integrate the rest of the states, and then after that, I also want to work on annexing all my subjects. That's pretty nasty though. 3.3 political power a day. We should be done a lot sooner than you reckon. I just realized I'm looking at the Austrian mechanized. What the hell is that? It's called the ADMK. If this is real, okay, somehow make it unreal, Austria. Okay, after this one, we need 300 more political power and then the 50 for the last decision. I think that's it. We have a couple more over here, but the Germans don't actually have cores. They're just claims, so I think we're good with everything we have. If not, I will also have to annex Poland, which is also now a different color because I've also lowered the autonomy of Yugoslavia and Poland, and we're getting them ready for annexation. Okay, I was gonna say moment of truth. Can we click the button? But we can click the button and see you in 30 days, I guess. Yeah, I don't think this really matters because obviously we already have all this stuff as cores, and I don't think it gets rid of our Austro-Hungarian thing either. So couldn't we just get all of this core? We probably could, right? There you go. That really didn't do too much for us, but I guess we'll now work on forming Austria-Hungary, which we kind of skipped over. You know, I also just realized we're down to 22% world tension. Nothing is happening in the world. There's an absolute ton of political power. We actually need to get rolling on all of this, though. Like, oof, that is a lot. So yeah, if you're wondering just how much political power I need left, it's about 600, and then I'll finally have those guys all integrated and be Austria-Hungary, even though I'm already Austria-Hungary. Yeah, I'm assuming whenever I annexed Hungary, I didn't even realize, by the way, or Bohemia, one of the two, it switched me over to Austria-Hungary, even though I already formed the Greater Austrian Empire or whatever, which I'm not even sure what that does. Oh, there you go. There goes Romania, and look how goddamn large we are. Now I can click the button, and I'll become Austria-Hungary, and then get all of my cores, even though I was already Austria-Hungary. I didn't realize as well that reclaiming Habsburg actually isn't just a war goal. They do get an event, and it is likely they'll accept if we are stronger, and I should be way stronger than Switzerland at this point. Oh, got Switzerland too, I guess. Oh, guess what? Just need a few more political powers and I can core it all. Yeah, so if you don't know, there is another secret path, I guess, we can go down this world ride of ours where we can, because what we've done so far, we've annexed Switzerland, we now get Otto von Habsburg wish to be on the battlefield, and if we go ahead and say yes to this, we become Liechtenstein. That actually unlocks 2 more focuses we can do down here. Restoring the right to our flag, where we go to war with Haiti. Because obviously there can only be one. Or I guess we can try to purchase Alaska. And, you know, I'm going to go with trying to purchase Alaska, I guess. Yeah, we've kind of gone through the ringer on name changes this game, haven't we? But, you know what? I wasn't a big fan of Austria-Hungary anyway, so Liechtenstein it is. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure all you have to do for this is just go reclaim Habsburg, get Switzerland, you get the event for Otto being on the front line, and then boom, you've got this guy in charge, and you're now Liechtenstein. A bit bigger, though, than usual. Just a little bit. Oh, finally, our non-aggression pact with the Soviets has been broken at some point. I didn't even realize, and they finally don't want another one, so we're probably going to go in on them at some point because they are currently fighting China, so I imagine they're a little bit busy. Well, US, unsurprisingly, said no, so that is the end of my Liechtenstein focus tree. Oh, wasn't quite expecting that one. I should probably get a move on. Oh wait, no, I realized we can now actually revive the HRE. The Holy Roman Empire is back on the menu again. Requires a bit more effort than I'm willing to put in at the moment, though. So, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say we're 100% ready, but we're about ready. Yeah, it truly wasn't much of a challenge, but then again, the Soviets are just, on their own here against the world. Yeah, I didn't get a collab on the Soviets though, so kind of hoping somebody on the Allies just goes and yoinks Vladivostok to speed this whole thing up. Well, there they go. You know, I don't actually really want this land. You know, I'll tidy up the borders a little bit. I also don't want any of the land. That doesn't mean I want other people to have any land, so I'm about to create what is known as an abomination. There you go. Doesn't that look disgusting? Yeah, I guess in a way we did reform the HRE. We just we did it in the Soviet Union. Oh, I guess I can now proclaim the Austrian Empire and shed my title as Liechtenstein. There you go. Back to Austria. Yeah, we've truly flip-flops between way too many names today. Worst part is we could technically go ahead and revive the HRE as well. I just, you know, I can't be bothered. I'm going to be real with you. Well, I guess the good news is, though, we have created a very strong and a very stable empire, which just, it doesn't sound right when you're talking about Austria and Austria-Hungary, does it? But we have cemented our power all throughout Europe, and that is one large empire, I gotta say. Even though it does look disgusting, there are worse things in the world, like French China. It was a very fun game though. I did enjoy it. It's very overpowered, if you could not tell. I really didn't have to do too much. We only had one proper one. That was with the Germans, and then obviously the Soviets. But at that point, it was quite literally click button, roll over, game end. Yeah, very good. Austria, unsurprisingly, amazingly, stupidly overpowered. Just all the green is all you really need to look at here. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, I think I do prefer it as well to forming it through Hungary. I didn't have any trouble whatsoever, as you could probably see. We got lucky with the Italians going to war with the Allies as well, so we didn't have to worry about them and garrisoning that, which it could have been different if they did actually go in on us, although I think we'd just move a few of the troops down there, and eventually the Allies would have come in and would have been out to push anyway. But I think it's very good. Super overpowered, very wacky, and you could just keep forming country after country, apparently. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Do you like the new Austrian Empire path? Is there a better path I should check out as the Austrians? Because I do want to come back and try another one for them. So you guys need to let me know, because I have no idea what to do. And same with the Hungarians. I want to go back and do Communist Hungary, because obviously that was one of the worst trees in the game. We've got to go back, see if it's any good now, and that is on my my lisp. It's on my lisp of things to do. So I'm having a lot of fun with the DLC. I hope you guys are too, and if you are, leave a like, subscribe down below, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. But until next time, baby gravy, goodbye.